Okay, fights to make after UFC 250. Probably the greatest UFC fight card of all time, I'd say. Way more entertaining than the Sphere or anything else that was that big and notable that they put on. And y'all are gonna have to excuse this PowerPoint. I haven't made one since high school. Hopefully I get better as we go on. Starting with what's next for Ilia Topuria. There's a couple pathways I can see this going. We could run the rematch. I think it's probably the most entertaining fight the UFC could put on. Definitely the biggest names that they could put on for a headlighting title. It's not like Ilya's that undeserving of it. Like, sure, he only got one title defense, but he did just go on like one of the greatest runs of all time, or just three legends back to back to back. So it's not the most undeserving rematch. There's Patty and Ilya, but I just don't think that's a close match. I think Ilya knocks him out fast too. Patty striking looks so ass, especially in that Justin Gaethje fight. I think this is probably my favorite pathway, Ilya and Arman. I think that's a really close competitive fight. They're both around the same height and kind of size too. So the striking could be interesting to see. Ilya's definitely got the upper edge, but that's a competitive striking match, and grappling too. Like, both are really good wrestlers. I could see some really fun scrambles, kind of like Arman and Gamrot, and the striking would be fun. Very competitive. Definitely my favorite pathway for Ilya. And then there's that Charles rematch. Charles is in a weird spot since he's still, I'd say, tied for number one contender with Arman. If you don't want to do Arman and Charles rematch, I think Charles and Ilya rematch could be fun now that Charles has a bit of a game plan to work with now. But not sure if that's really going to make a difference. He could just get knocked out quick again. Another option for Ilya that doesn't get talked about too much is him going back to featherweight. He is a pretty undersized lightweight. And featherweight's his original class, and he's got a bit of a free belt. Like, if he could run it back with Volk, I hate to say it, it's a free, get your lick back, get a quick belt back real quick. There's a lot of fun matches for him back at featherweight too. Like, he fucking hates Yair for some reason. And him and Yair could be marketed as a pretty interesting match, but that could be saved for later on in his career. Maybe there's just bigger name fights for him to do now. But definitely step number one is order recovery. He was out here doing all this dorky shit like neurostimulation and all that crap, and Gaethje was just ripping dabs off a bong, and some real get back is needed for sure. All right, next for Justin Gaethje, retire would probably be the best case scenario. He's got such a fairy tale ending set up for him, like winning the interim belt twice, and to finally overcome it with one of the best fighters of all time. You couldn't script it better. This is the perfect time to set off into the sunset. But if he doesn't, I think the rematch for sure should be the play. But he even said on the Joe Rogan podcast that he's not giving Ilya a rematch. He feels like he should work his way back up, which, I mean, a valid dodge. There's him versus Arman, but something about me ain't too interested about it. Something about it just feels off. And I feel like there's not a lot of hype for it set up anyways. There's not a lot of demand. People aren't really begging for that Justin Arman fight. Arman probably is the most deserving for a title fight. He's just been there for so long. He kind of feels like when you miss your bus and you're just waiting to catch that second bus that comes well past midnight. Like, bro, you missed your perfect opportunity against Islam, but you just kind of feels like you're that high schooler that's staying well past grade 12. Like, you're a super senior for sure. A Charles or Max rematch for Justin could be super fun. Those are both really fun matchups. He's pretty much fucked against Charles. Charles is probably just going to sub him again, but that 3-minute fight that they had, or 2-minute fight, was so entertaining, so high energy. I say fuck it, just run that back. That could be way more fun than him and Arman. Justin and Max is definitely the most entertaining fight that they could put on one more time. Like, that first fight was super competitive until his nose got shattered. But if they run that back, there's no fear of like grappling, stalling, or any bit of wrestling or jiu-jitsu. It's just gonna be a fire striking match again. So if you want to find the most entertaining fight for Justin, it's for sure the Max rematch. Next for Cyril Gane and Alex Pereira. For Cyril Gane, it's pretty clear cut. You got to run the Tom Aspinall fight again. I think Tom even said he's down to run it again in September, but he already looking stressed. Tom's out here reacting to the Alex fight. Tom like, that looks illegal. That looks rather illegal.
Oh, they look a bit illegal. They look very illegal. What is going on?
Like, you could tell he's scared about what kind of illegal shit Cyril Gane about to do to him. Alex could go back to light heavyweight. There's more interesting matchups like Olberg, Ankalaev, Paulo Costa. And at heavyweight, there isn't shit for him past Cyril Gahn. Like, you could have him fight Tom, but if you already lost to Cyril Gahn, probably just going to lose to Tom Aspinall too. He's just fast as hell. And besides those two, it's all fat dudes. Like, I don't think anyone really wants to see Alex Pereira versus Waldo or fucking Tai Tuivasa or Sergey Pavlovich. I think he should just go back to light heavyweight, bro. Then Sean O'Malley. Sean O'Malley should for sure get the title shot. It's a little fucked up that he's going to have to skip the line on Merab. Or, I mean, I guess they could run the Merab Peter Yan trilogy. That would be dope. But there's just so much hype built up right now that it only would make sense for the UFC to capitalize on it. That Sean O'Malley, Peter Yan too, it's everything's set up for it. First fight's probably one of my favorite fights of all time. That was a great fight. So you're only bound to get a great fight on that rematch. Those are pretty much all the notable picks. Thanks for watching. Peace.